How's it going, guys? It's Mr. Lone Wolf, and today I ended up completing Washout. I actually got onto the game a bit earlier. Obviously, yesterday I was stuck on this like fixing pipelines mission because one of them's like glitched and stuck, so I can't actually replace it. Also, noticed when I very first loaded the video up, it said new main objective unlocked, black gold, and I haven't got a mission called that, but I believe it's like the progress bar, like that green progress bar that you fill up. Yeah, so that confused me a bit, because obviously there's like a certain amount of missions left. Anyway, that was where the pipe stuck, that's what she said, and there's a sand quarry nearby that was the closest I could get, so I'm going to go down to the construction zone, because I've already got some pipes there, and just to throw it out quickly, here's like, it says I've got 3 infrastructure requests left, and 3 missions. This was like, I slowed it, that's in slow motion there, but it was just as I launched the game tonight, so I figured obviously I've got to fix these pipes, do 2 more missions, and then there's 3 infrastructure requests to also get done. Yeah, yesterday I ended up buying a couple of extra pipes from the construction zone, but I was also wanting to go back there tonight regardless because I wanted to buy more fuel. Because that sand quarry that's like the nearest one to where this pipe is glitched and stuck cost 3 fuel, but I also wanted to take the loaf down there, and then just in case I needed to recover or recall, whether it is like a scalper, as much as I hate them, or various other road building equipment, so that was kind of my plan. So I thought I may as well go back over here, grab the rest of the pipes while I can, but most importantly was buy a load of service tokens. So I've definitely got enough to recover whatever I want with the loaf. Thinking of trying all kind of different options to try and get the pipe wedged out of there. You can see now I've technically only needed 2 pipes, but I was bringing 1 extra just in case, but I've also got a tree log, a steel beam and a concrete slab on the roof, because I was thinking like there might be tools I could use to kind of try and wedge it under the pipe, maybe like with a log and then crash into the log and see if I can kind of like lever it out there and all sorts. Even as I was driving past here, I just stopped for a sec, so I was eyeballing these like concrete pipes sat on the side of the road thinking, and I thought, nah, like I can't see how they'd particularly help over whatever I'm taking anyway. Yeah, normally I follow the road back up, but I always come down this way to the construction zone, so I just wanted to see if I could actually climb back up here. It did in the end, but it really wasn't happy about it. It practically almost got stuck, and then yeah, sort of once I got off that bit by turning sideways. And then now when I was driving along, I think I was talking to my cat and I wasn't really sort of paying attention or looking at the screen much, and then I kind of looked and was like, oh no, it's going to take my cargo. Because I drove in the bloody zone, it stole the concrete slab off my roof, so I had to go back into my resource thing and get that back out. Yeah, to be honest, I just left a little bit of this in at the beginning really. One, it's the drive there to the pipe, or nearly, you'll see why in a minute. And yeah, kind of also to sort of explain, like there was supposedly 3 missions left and 3 infrastructure routes, and yeah, like that the pipe was glitched, that it said a mission was called like black gold, which again threw me off at first, because I then thought when it said that and I was looking through the missions, I was thinking there is no mission called black gold, which I was assuming then was going to be some kind of glitch. As I was going down this hill, I rolled with the vehicle. Thankfully though, because I've kind of got the slab pinched to the roof with the crane, it didn't actually fall off the roof. Thought I might get beached on some tree stumps, but we got out of that one as well. Yeah, so for this mission yesterday, one of the pipes I fixed, because I used it like, because I could knock one of the pipes out the way, I was able to drive through the gap, and then I fixed the pipe while I was going past, and then obviously I had another pipe with me, but that's where one of the pipes is glitched and stuck. So I've still got 2 pipes left to fix, but then the third one is like, the pipe's already there, so again, I only technically needed 2, but I think I just ended up buying 5 at the construction zone, and yeah, I thought just in case something happens, you never know, there could be a weird glitch and it steals a bit of cargo off me, so just to double check that I don't have to drive all the way back to the construction zone, I thought I'd do that. This is the road it made me lay, kind of going over to this, I don't know, was it like a backup pumping station or something? You can see, yeah, the cable kind of mound thing going off to the left of the screen, and then it was somewhere around here, it suddenly dawned on me, I was like, oh my god, I fixed the pipe yesterday, so I can't actually use it to cut through to like between these two pipes because it's on the other side really. Yeah, so I'm pretty close though. That yellow circle, it's yellow, so it's because it's my dump truck, but that's where the glitch pipe is, and these two are the other ones that I can do with fixing. And then yeah, as I was like, oh, I've blocked the entrance there, so I'm going to have to go round regardless. So I thought while I'm at it, what I was going to do is go to the glitch pipe first and drop off like the slab and the log and the beam. But yeah, in the end it was like, it's quicker now really just to head up this way, go through all that stupid, slow, annoying mud. And then this one was being a bit of a pain for a while, like it wasn't taking that pipe because the one underneath is still kind of blocking it from working, so I had to move that out of the way even more. Got that one in place. And I don't know if this is the case, but it popped up there saying something about like infrastructure thing completed because I've fixed the pipe, so maybe that's the 3 infrastructure requests it's trying to hint at. I rolled it. It's annoying climbing up from the mud to my road, so when I finally did it, I just tried to keep the angle going, but I clipped that square bit like that the pipes are connected to, and my vehicle rolled over. I had a mule nearby, but it's too gutless. It wouldn't let me choose my winch point either, so I ended up doing a crap winch point, and that couldn't lift it. So I had this crane that was also... was this near... No, I might have spawned this from my forest base, actually, which is only up the road, really, anyway. Now, for some weird reason, the crane leg on the mule is kind of stuck in the sand. It eventually does ping out, but then look how quick, even with the legs out, how quick this big crane starts to tip. Yeah. And I've not even got the arm or whatever fully extended or anything, so it shouldn't be too bad. And again, fast forwarding through this, I'd cut a lot of this, but I don't want to keep fast forwarding through everything, but at the same time it's like either that or it's going to get cut pretty much, but at least having it fast forwarded, it kind of leaves a bit of context of where I've been, where I'm heading, and you can actually see if there's any kind of issues along the way. Yeah, so for this part, just kind of drove into it to ram it fully out the way. It was rolling down back towards it, but it never actually like re-blocked where I could drop that pipe down. So that's now those two fixed. So now I drove back down the map between these two sort of pipes that are running along, yeah, back to here. And as it turns out, like, I even started the game early. That's why this video is probably be a little bit earlier tonight, because I made sure to get on the game extra early, thinking, right, I'm going to have a night of, like I say, I was bringing all kinds of tools with me. I was ready to build roads along here and all sorts to have vehicles that can kind of drive faster and smash into it. The pipe now is definitely lower than it was, but it is still blocking the way because it's still red. If the pipe was out the way, the broken one I've got to remove, it would go like a, you know, sort of like ghosty blue colour. Long story short, I mean, I moved the pipe there. I believe what actually helped fix this the most was because I left the Baikal parked on top of it, and kind of the knuckle of the articulation thing was sat on it. I believe as I quit the game and exited the game yesterday, and then I've loaded it up tonight, as it's loaded everything in, there was obviously some kind of conflict between the pipe and the Baikal being parked on top of it, and I reckon it sort of punched the pipe lower, so it got it sort of more unstuck. And again, I mean, I was ready to draw a road going from that sand quarry that I also bought bloody, I don't know what, 13 or 15 extra tokens, fuel tokens from the construction zone. 1 to unlock the quarry, but 2 just, yeah, because I was now going to bring the loaf. But just as I got here, I just thought I'd wiggle around with the Baikal and see. And yeah, basically, you can see the broken pipe is between the Baikal's rear tyres. It kind of eventually, again, I mean, even tonight, it was still stuck at first, but because it had obviously lowered it more, just keep driving back and forth over it with the Baikal, eventually got it unstuck. So, then that mission's done, and it unlocked install the last flare stack, which I thought, yeah, I called it the other day or whatever when I realised we've only fixed 2 of the 3. But at least they didn't make it, like, annoyingly close, but not quite close enough to that stupid big yellow crane that we wasted a lot of time building. So I had this crane nearby from flipping the mule earlier when it rolled. Grabbed the flare stack thing. And then, yeah, I suppose this road did come in handy a little bit that I built the other day for the weird AI route. That thankfully was kind of like only a one-off route, so the AI didn't have to keep getting along here. Although, honestly, if I was given enough time, I just ran out of time, I could pour enough sand here. The fact that the height's good enough, everything else, I could just, a matter of time, I could pour enough sand and make a nice smooth road going over the top of this wall. It's just, yeah, it ate so much time because I couldn't get a bloody sand scalper anywhere nearby. But one, I didn't have time really, and two, yeah, now I'm near enough done with the game. There's not too much point in doing so. But if I wanted to, could be done. Yeah, go to the bigger crane, literally pass the torch. This one's got a little bit more reach. I mean, in theory, they might want you to try and use this yellow one in the background, but the fact that they made it not quite reach the flare stacks the other day, I don't like that crane. I refuse to use it. So, got that here, and just notice a couple of things. Objective complete, install the last flare stack. The fire looks good, by the way. We'll get to that in a sec. But it also pops up some other ones. Objective complete, transport the oil batch to the railway. And at this point, I was thinking, is there a railway on this? Goal complete, black gold, so that makes sense with that one. That's like the overall green bars that you fill up. And then this popped up, you complete the main objective, new maps are available, although they're not really anymore. Well, they are, but I've done them all. Yeah, return or finish the activities. All objectives complete. So yeah, I did fix the pipe and did the flare stack, and apparently I've completed 3 objectives and 3 infrastructure routes. So I'm guessing each pipe I fixed was the 3 infrastructure routes, which doesn't really make much sense, but whatever. And for some reason, I did the pipes and the flare stacks, but it snuck its own mission in, saying delivering the oil to the railway, which I've got a feeling like someone's done that mission and they forgot to add a railway or something, because I'm pretty sure there isn't a railway on this map. I can't think anywhere I've had to drive over rail tracks, and normally I'd remember, because sometimes you can use them as like a makeshift road that are sort of relatively smooth in the scheme of things. Yeah, so as you can see now though, main and side objectives, you have no objectives left. Just having a last little like pan over the map really. So that's how I think they've done the maths with it anyway. Well, at this point, I didn't know, so I was going to quit to the main menu to see if it's going to, like, if I'm actually at 100% with it. Getting a thumbnail out to kind of hide the sun behind the middle one, otherwise it was like washing out the entire thumbnail. Yeah, loaf, goddamn professional the right way. Right the way through this game, get yourself a loaf. Saving bacon every time it needs saving. And if that pipe was still stuck tonight, I would have sent him in. And god damn it, he would have fixed the situation. And then I was just about to quit to the main menu, and I randomly just wanted one last little look, and I noticed there's also a red, like, you know, implies that we need to bring electricity to here at some point, but there's no mission for it. I assume, like, that's the closest area, really. There's where I just fixed the pipe, really, like, there's those little bunch of vehicles between the 2 pipes. Yeah, so for whatever reason, there's some deliver oil to the railway, which I don't think there is a railway on this map, and then there's, I mean, I swear it doesn't have to be, but there seems to be a missing mission to connect the electric up, which I've got to be honest, I'm not bothered if that one's missing. But when I quit to the main menu, washout 100%, so yeah, it's all done. And that's the only thing I can figure out is how it ticked 3 infrastructure requests, and which I suppose they're infrastructure requests. Normally they seem to count as like the AI routes, but yeah, and then like I say, 3 completed objectives, it just snuck the railway one in there, which adds up to 3 in total, the flare stack and the pipes I fixed. Yeah, there's an overview of the map with like all the clouds uncovered. I just quickly checked on contamination. Still the same, 2 missing side objectives, which I've either not done or someone said it might be the game not ticking them off. But anyway, I came into the game, and the only thing I had left on the entire game, it's already completed, but there was an AI route that still had money to pay out, which is from that building up there, going down here across like Sens and Azov. Takes a little while, and as well it's like 5,800 money to get out of it, and it's only 250 a time, so I was like, it's going to be about 25 missions or whatever. So I set that going for a little while. Like, thankfully I did get on the game a bit earlier, and I kind of was most sort of sure that this was not going to do anything, but I thought just to double check, because it's officially, when you click on current objectives, it was still there, whereas all the rest are on completed objectives. And just what it's worth, when I pulled up here as I was just watching the AI drive there, because once it gets there, if you cancel the road and then resend it, it immediately sends another AI, whereas if you just let it do its own thing, it seems to be like a 5-minute gap between each vehicle it sends. But yeah, because it went in there and kind of pushes you back out of that view, it did the glitch thing again where there's no like UI or anything, user interface in the way. See all my vehicles, little yellow blips on the map? Looks way better like that. I can actually roughly tell which each vehicle is from the size of the blip and all the rest of it. It also looked pretty good as like, you know, the 3D-ness of the map as you're sort of looking down as a bird's eye view on it. I was thinking like if you had it as like a model railway set, like hyper detailed and got all this set out, it'd be pretty good. I had a train set as a kid once. I think my real dad got it. Just nailed it all to like a, I don't know, like an 8x4 maybe piece of plywood. I just had a train set for a bit. It was pretty cool for a while. Didn't have like literally nailed train tracks to a 8x4 plywood and that was it. There was not one tree, nothing on there, but it was great. Just went round in like an oval circle sort of thing. Good times. Milked the crap out of that. Got years out of it. Yeah, sorry, I was just last panning over the map. It eventually kicked me out the glitch. My bridges are still glitched down. And for what it's worth, the math wasn't mathing because it was now I've only got 200 points left. It's random, but it reduced per truck. It reduced it to 200 points. It probably doesn't mean anything to most people, but OCD-wise, the math, it wasn't dividing properly. And then now there's 50 quid left at the end as well, so I had to do one more bloody thing. But now it got there, all rewards received, and it still counted as like there was no objectives or side objectives. But now as I scroll through current things, there's no AI routes or anything left, nothing to pay out. But I went back to the main menu and contamination still glitched, still 2 missions missing, so it is what it is. There's all the rest of the original maps that are all 100%ed. I still don't know why there's pieces of paper over the first 2 now. But yeah, even got Washout 100%, which a lot of people have had glitches with that, so I think I got a little bit lucky that I've survived most of them. Some people, like, they weren't able to get the AI vehicles out of the tunnel and all sorts. Yeah, and then there's the 2 side objectives missing. There's 40 infrastructure requests missing, but they're all off the original maps that are scattered between all of them, really. Yeah, so that's the game done. Complete, in the bag. I'm obviously going to move on to something else. I'd like to get SnowRun on the go soon. I also do want to mess around with some just more messing around games as well. I probably will be back on this at some point. I'm going to start a new playthrough, but I'm not going all the way through it or anything. But I would like to see, have a little play around with the gearboxes that they apparently added. I tried them on the test server, but it just never worked for me when I tried it. So, yeah, other than that though, like I say, done. Overall, good, but too many glitches really towards the end of the last halves of both maps are a little bit meh because of glitches and that. But anyway, yeah, that's about it for today. I hope you enjoyed. I hope that helps. Thanks for watching. Get yourself a loaf because he has been an absolute whopper throughout this entire game. Never did me wrong, and I'll be back soon.